Hey guys, it's Jacqueline and welcome back to Traveling Tips with Jacqueline. Today I'm going to change it up a little bit and talk about my trip to Mississippi/Louisiana over spring break. In Mississippi, our initial trip was to Mississippi to go visit one of my friends in, it was Picayune. It was a small little old town located not really on the bottom, but kind of in the middle of Mississippi, closer to the bottom though. It was a very nice, cute little town. There wasn't much to do. Pretty much, it was you could go walk around. There was a lot of pretty places to take pictures. It was just a cute little town if you just want to get away for a few days. If you want to do more interactive stuff, there's more things to do like that out further away, further down the road, down the interstate. Picayune was a very small town, where everyone kind of knew everyone. We went into this coffee shop. It was called, I forgot what it was called exactly, but they had the best coffee. It was so good. It wasn't like Starbucks. It was kind of priced like Starbucks, but you got more for your money. The cups were bigger. It was very good. No diss to Starbucks, but it was really, really good. I really just enjoyed my time. We kind of stayed at my friend's. They have a tiny house. It wasn't tiny, but it was smaller than a regular house. It was really pretty. The scenery around in Picayune was absolutely gorgeous. Even with just a tree, all of their trees were blooming, leaves were falling, everything. It was all the colors were just so vibrant and so pretty. We went to Picayune initially. That's where we stayed. We stayed in Picayune, so at the end of the day, we would go back to Picayune, sleep there. The people there were so kind and so friendly. It was just a really great experience, and I would so do it again in a heartbeat. Then we went to New Orleans for one day, New Orleans, Louisiana. We went to the Mardi Gras World, which was absolutely amazing. You got to walk inside the building where the big warehouse where they actually build the floats, make the little different art for the floats. It was actually really cool. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. You got to watch a video which explained the history of Mardi Gras. And it was located right on the water, so it was the warehouse and then the water, but then if you went down the road a little bit, it was all the cruise ports, so you could see if you were there on a Sunday or on a Saturday night whenever all the cruise ships come in, you could see all the cruise ships. It was actually a really cool experience going inside the Mardi Gras World. I got to take pictures with the different the pieces they had already used from the previous year. So you got to see floats from last year. You got to see some of the designs they were working on for this year. You could actually talk to the people that were putting together the floats. And they were really nice, really sweet. You could definitely tell that they worked very hard, which is kind of crazy because they get thousands of people a week coming and looking at the Mardi Gras World. And it's kind of crazy that they can work in conditions where people are constantly coming in and constantly going out, and they're just constantly having people around them. So I personally would not be able to get anything done if I had people constantly coming up to me asking me questions. I don't know how they did it. They said something in the video about 500 floats, 350 to 500 floats, which aren't just made at Mardi Gras World. That's the main place where they make them. They kind of just store old things in half the building. They have a huge 3D printer, I think it's called, located in a glass space that actually is where they have started designing different pieces to help the process go by faster. The day after Mardi Gras, these people come in and they start to redo everything. They have to make the floats from scratch. Sometimes they use old pieces, but most of the time those pieces and those floats are destroyed from the previous Mardi Gras because those are used for a continuous week going around even on Mardi Gras Day, people throwing stuff, everything. They said something about over 1 million beads being thrown out. It was really crazy. You got to actually learn the statistics and stuff of Mardi Gras, which was absolutely amazing. we went and drove down the road a little bit to like the old town New Orleans, which had like the French Market, Bourbon Street, everything like that. Bourbon Street definitely isn't a place to take the young kids, especially at night. I'm not going to get too much into that, but walking down and seeing like the different ways of life, like here living in Nashville, like it's completely different than New Orleans. The big city was like kind of the same, but like when you went out, it was kind of like you had the French Market, which had like different little shops, different food stands, clothing, and it was all just like everyone there was like so welcoming and so friendly. The houses, like the small little houses that were like down the road and stuff, were absolutely beautiful. They had like plants everywhere. They were really kind of run down on the outside, but like it just brought life to the city. You could look into the huge skyscrapers, the huge buildings, all of the modern stuff down the road, but then you turn around and it's like completely opposite over here by the French Market and Bourbon Street. Like that's where like everything was like completely different. We only ate at one place in New Orleans. We ate at Cafe Beignet, which was absolutely amazing. Their sandwiches were so good. The people that worked there were really sweet. They had a self-playing piano that we actually sat under, which I thought was the most annoying thing, but it was actually, like, it was a really cool experience because you don't get to see the things that you see when you travel, you don't really get to see when you come back home. So you kind of compare your home to that, and it makes traveling a lot more like, wow, like, I love this. Like, traveling is so fun. It was really just, I loved it. Like, that was probably my favorite trip I have ever taken. Besides, like, cruises and stuff, that's my favorite trip I've gone on so far in the United States. We went to Slidell, Louisiana, which was like right on the border of Mississippi and Louisiana. Like it's like Slidell and Picayune, and they're like right there on the border, like 10 minutes away from each other. Slidell was really pretty. I went to go look for prom dresses there, and they had a bunch of stuff. It was really just awesome being able to like go and experience something that you've never experienced before. I absolutely loved going. New Orleans was my favorite thing that I did that whole entire trip, and I would so do it again. I joked around with my mom about wanting to go to Mardi Gras, which I feel like would be awesome, but I'm also too young. So I could just go on and on about how much I love New Orleans. It was really just the people. They were so sweet, like so welcoming. They had a lot of like poverty and stuff, but like you could look at that and really appreciate like, wow, like you get more grateful for what you have. It was really just neat being able, I normally hate walking around places, but like I loved walking around New Orleans. It was actually very, very fun. It took a while to find food because most of the restaurants are 21 and older. So we went to Cafe Beignet, which was really good. If you needed help finding something, the people there that lived there would be like, go here, like this is where you need to go, this is amazing, they have this, and this, like everything. Like, if you wanted to ask where this street was, they could tell you exactly how far away it was and how many streets down it was. It was amazing. Like, I would so do it again. I absolutely loved going to New Orleans. Picayune was really awesome, too. It just wasn't a lot to do, so when I got to New Orleans, I was like, this is amazing. Like, I love this place. They still had everything decorated from Mardi Gras a few weeks ago. Which was really cool because like you kind of got to see like this is kind of what it looks like, but way like 20 times more, which was really, really awesome. So yeah, I would like to thank LMG for sponsoring this video. They have all your audio, video, anything you need in the audio and video field. They have it for you. They will have it ready for you. And so thank you so much for sponsoring my video. This has been Jacqueline Rocket. Thank you for watching Traveling Tips with Jacqueline, and I'll see you again next week.